Hey guys, this episode is brought to you by Queers and Tears.
But we also have a special guest on this one, and it's my girlfriend Charlie. And we get into how we met, but more in Charlie's words, which to Melissa says is a better story, which it is. There's probably too many tangents to count, and even more lemon drops. And as per usual, technology hated me. And some stuff went wrong, and I just can't seem to catch a break on any of these episodes.
Just know that the episode basically looks like it was filmed with a 90s handycam. But
it's not intentional, but
at least we're on brand.
We're on brand. So yeah, let's get the party. Let's get the episode started.
Enjoy.
Maybe should we start with the cheers?
Cheers, queers!
Cheers!
Woo! That wasn't really a clink at all.
It's because there's sugar on there.
Yeah. We'll do another cheers later.
Okay. Only one, yeah.
When we like...
Yeah?
I don't know.
How exactly?
I hope you hear that in the mic really well. Hey guys.
ASMR?
Oh yeah, my favorite. Welcome to the podcast, guys.
Hello.
Welcome to 30s Dirty and Thoughtin.
Thoughtin. Today we have a guest, as you can see.
Yeah, we
there's
do.
More than two of us.
Hey guys.
This is Charlie, Lorrie's girlfriend. We talk about her
my
often.
I like have to try not to talk about her so much.
But now she's here so that we can...
She is technically not in her 30s, but we may talk about certain things, just like, I don't know, later on. But also, I am in my 30s, so we've been together for about a year and a half now.
So cute.
Yeah.
So, we're gonna get into that. We're getting into that.
I'm excited.
Yay! Okay. Amazing. So, Lorrie made us lemon drops in Charlie's honor because that's her favorite drink.
I do
that's
love
what we're
lemon
drinking
drops.
Are they good?
They are very good, babe.
The
The
clink
sugar's
is not
really not.
working, man.
I gotta get like...
There you go. A little clink from the bottom. Oh yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. Mmm.
This is very good. I want to just keep sipping.
Isn't it delicious? It tastes like lemonade.
I was
You did a
does.
great job.
I was like, I hope this tastes good.
You did a great job.
You did
I
an
love
amazing
it.
job.
I love it. Let me just drink some water for hydration.
Hydration. Oh yeah, I didn't put any booze zest in it.
Mm.
I forgot.
All right.
It's right there,
That's okay.
staring at us. That was a different cup. I forgot that was there. Did it break?
Yeah, the cup didn't break. No,
Like how this episode is starting.
it's
Pure
still
chaos.
a little bit
Chaos.
of water, but I think
feel like it's constantly chaos with us. You don't have to grab it.
It'll
It's fine. We'll
evaporate.
survive. Next break. I'll
Okay.
remember on this
All right.
the next drink.
All right.
But yeah. What's up, man?
All right. So today, it's fine. No one sees it. So today we're going to talk about Lorrie and Charlie. And Charlie, of course. But I love their story and I love to listen to it over and over again. So, how'd you guys meet?
Okay. So
Tell us, Charlie only.
Wow.
only-
I
Well-
say this because Lorrie omits cute details and we need every single cute detail.
I did bring it up on one of the earlier episodes, but I decided, I even said, like, Charlie's gonna have to come on and tell it. So.
And now she's here.
because it's such a cute story. It really is like a meet cute. I want to say.
It really is.
So
Okay.
Sorry.
That's for starting it. Okay.
This is where we're
super hot. I give that a 5.7.
Oh, thanks.
Damn. Okay. That's pretty low.
Thank you, guys.
No, she's done some really good ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty low, you said?
That's pretty low. I
It was
think. Out of
5.7. Yeah.
10?
I mean,
I got
yeah.
some gnarly ones in
Now
there.
that I think about it, it's not even
I
a
love
passing
gnarly.
grade.
I love that this is the start of it, and like This girl's dating this girl.
Listen, it's
Hell
fine.
yeah.
It's fine. When we get to the story, you'll understand it. You'll get it. Summer. Set the stage for you.
Yes.
2021.
2021
In New York City, baby.
summer, August. I want to say August 7th or I think either the 6th or the 7th.
August.
First week of August.
Mhm.
I'm up in New York for my oldest sister's wedding. So I go up there, and my best friend who lives in Washington, D.C., she took the train up so she could be with me for a little bit before like the wedding. We, had our stomping grounds. We ran around New York. And then we decided to go to this little queer bar called Cubbyhole.
Cubbyhole. We're gonna
New
have
Yorkers.
a little like marquee, like Cubbyhole.
Yeah.
New
Yeah.
Yorkers, where you at?
I go to Cubbyhole with my best friend and my older sister. I'm the youngest of two sisters. We're all 7 years apart, but I go with my middle sister and my best friend. And the wedding is like off in New Jersey the next day or the day after that. So we go to Cubbyhole, and I'm there. We're having a grand old time. And I spot this girl sitting at the bar.
She said, "What?
I
Is
did.
that my soulmate?"
Well, because
The love of
she
my
looked
life?
like... Let me
What?
tell you. Have y'all ever seen The Vampire Diaries? She looked like she was drinking buddies with Damon Salvatore.
What?
Like she had the glass of bourbon with the one ice cube. She looked all
Talk about it.
broody
Talk
at the
about
bar. Like she looked like a sad chick. And apparently she was a sad chick, as I found out later.
Yeah, fun fact, I got canceled on by a different girl on a Friday night.
Missed out.
And I was being
Sucks for
a
you,
sad
sis.
girl. I didn't
Sucks for her, win for
going
me.
home necessarily. But like I'm also weird. I like to go to bars for the atmosphere, but not necessarily talk to people. So I went there, and I happened to find a chair on a Friday night in a very small bar. So
That's lucky
surprising.
for you. That's lucky for you.
Surprising.
Because that place is so freaking
Packed.
tiny. Oof. I can never find a seat at the bar. Never.
I think it was fate because it was also the perfect seat at the bar for what happened.
Mm-hmm.
She's sitting, it's this large rectangular bar. She's sitting on one of the longer corners, and she's sitting right by the straws. And I'm talking to my sister, and where she, she's very much like you. She talks with her hands a lot.
Okay, bitch.
So she's like, okay, bitch. And then her straw falls out of her drink. It just like hops out. But
Just hops out.
it just hops out.
Just runs away.
Like us normal human beings, you don't need a fucking straw to drink your drink. But I'm like, I'll get you one, because guess who was sitting right next to the fucking straws? Now, there are two ways that I can get there. Can you see this table? Yes, you can see this table.
See, like,
So let's call this the corner of the bar. Lorrie is sitting right here, and she's talking to a group of people right here. And then there's this side of the bar. You can either go through a whole bunch of people and crowd through, say, excuse me, pardon me, blah, 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 go through that way. Or you could go just right around to the other side where there's absolutely no one and then just ask the bartender for a straw.
Mm-hmm.
But I had to, excuse me, blah, 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 excuse me, blah, 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 until I'm right there. As I approach,
She turns her swag on.
no, I chickened out.
damn.
And I usually have swag. I usually have the charm.
Usually out the riz, but she didn't.
I usually got the riz. But I saw her and I just got like flustered. So I did not have the riz.
Oof. Okay. All right. And you're just there chilling with your drink.
And I chickened
Yeah.
out. So I was like,
I was just talking to these people.
yeah, she was talking to the people. I was like, damn, I don't want to interrupt the conversation. So I chickened out and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to reach for the straw, go get my straw so it doesn't look like I just came in here for nothing. And then I'm a bounce. As I go to reach the straw, I reach out and I go to grab the straw. And right in that second that I pick it up, the straw is very precarious in my fingertips. Right as I go to lift it out of the cup, someone bumps into me.
Oh, yes.
And I bump into Lorrie.
Yes!
She bumps into my back.
I bump into her back because
turn.
she's this way talking to these people.
I loved it.
And I just bump into her back. And then in slow motion, like it seemed like a movie. Like colors, like drained out, sound drained out, time slowed, her face turned.
Yeah. Put the sound in there. Whoosh.
We lock eyes. Oh my gosh, I'm getting like hot.
I wish I could just like jump out of my seat, but I'm mic'd up. I can't.
We lock eyes. And then it's like forever, but like 1 second. And then she looks back at the straw. And right in that second, like everything, it was like a movie. Everything resumed back into normal time. Sound came back in full force. Like things started moving. The straw fell from my hands. Like everything returned to normal. And it was really weird. And she was like, oh, well, you could have just asked me for a straw. I would have gotten you one. I was like, you know, I
was like, did you need
saw
help?
you in the
Lorrie's
conversation.
swag is always on.
Her swag is always on.
It's on like a permanent auto.
Not at all.
Swag on. Come on. I dated
So,
you.
I mean,
I feel
I
like I'm
understand
surrounded
why.
now.
She's a shit.
I get it.
You know, I love you and I'll always love you, but I do understand why you dated her.
Moving on.
I'm outnumbered now.
All right.
Hot.
So Lorrie said.
That's so worse.
And I was like, you know, I didn't want to bother you. You look so deep in your conversation. Needless to say, they never talked to her ever again.
I mean, it's true. I truly did not talk to them
Because Lorrie said,
again
"Whoa,
in
beautiful
the
woman."
evening.
Whoa.
But anyway,
Talking. I don't know. It just, I got so distracted.
Mhm,
I forgot
mhm.
about that group completely.
Completely. Who
Yeah.
was that? Nobody.
we don't know. No,
Mm-mm.
the world will
Lost.
never know.
Lost. Maybe she's watching this podcast. Hey. Sorry.
Sorry, I totally hijacked that conversation. I really do apologize.
I'm good.
And I was also very drunk. I was very drunk.
I wasn't too, I was drunk, but not super drunk. I was like a good tipsy, you know, again,
Oh.
being a sad girl.
Yeah, because it takes like 50 drinks to get you drunk.
Is this lemon zest in the sugar?
Yes.
That's so fancy.
Yeah.
That's what I said. I said, you come here for the fancy drinks. All right?
Wow. Later that night, as I'm leaving,
Wait, so hold on a second. You guys have been talking the whole time.
we've been talking the whole time.
Yeah,
Whole
we just
time.
ended up
Just
talking the entire night. Like,
Sat at that bar stool.
I met her best friend and her sister.
Mhm,
It was a whole thing.
Because after, I just sat there talking to her by the bar, by the straws.
By the straws.
It was a while when I'm
If
like,
you think about it, the straw that ran away was the catalyst to your love.
yes. That's why the straw jumped out of.
Shout out to the straw.
That was your wingman? The straw?
Damn, the straw?
And
We hooked it up.
I
Nice.
remember like blurs and flashes of this night, like literally us meeting, and I don't remember what we talked about. I just remember us talking. I remember very distinctly me being like, oh shit, I never got my sister the straw.
I mean, them leaving that night, like, we were all pretty drunk, but I don't live super far, and they were going back to Brooklyn, and I'm drunk, Mom. I always try to make sure that you get home okay. I'll still be like, hey, text me when you get home, and I do expect that. I know I said it drunkly, but I expect the text. I was just talking to your sister, and I gave her my number, or vice versa, whatever, because I was like, oh yeah, I'll just like, I'll hit you guys up.
And I do remember being very, very intoxicated and being corralled into my Uber.
Yes,
And
I helped you.
then
in there.
being like, can I get your number? And I didn't get it. I didn't get it. And then I remember being in the Uber.
I didn't
and
say
I
you
was
couldn't have
like-
it. I said, oh, your sister has it, and then, but you're
I
drunk, so
didn't-
you're
I
just
didn't
like,
hear that.
You were like, brain doesn't compute.
I just remember getting in the Uber and being like, fuck, I didn't get her number.
Uber driver's like, oh my god.
And then my sister is like, don't worry, I got you. And I'm like,
sis coming in clutch. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
Shout out
I
to sis.
never
We gotta
been
do
more grateful
digits.
for my sister than that moment.
Oh yeah.
So she did. Next day, we're texting,
Mhm.
and we're basically saying, I
No,
want to
but,
see you
like-
again.
But like,
Oh,
hold
we
on.
went over this.
How did it start?
We went over this too in a previous episode that like I don't text really well.
Lorrie doesn't
I'm just really
text.
awkward.
We were
I'm
just
bad
trying
at
to meet up and
communicating
see
with
each other
people.
again.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, well, she like was just like, oh.
Who
let's-
texted who first?
She actually texted me the same night when I asked if they were okay. I got a like 3:30 in the morning. I get a drunken
3
text
in the
from this
morning.
one
Guess
when we got back.
who?
Who goes, guess who this is? And I was like, I'm gonna take a wild guess and say it's Charlie. And she goes,
Ding,
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 ding. You got it correct.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I guess
Of
my
course.
attempt to flirt was
'Cause
just
she
like,
always
oh,
has
do
the
I win a
moves.
prize? And then we just started talking. After
Do I
that.
have a friend? Swipe
So-
on. Swipe on.
We're trying to see each other. But problem is, this is now, that was Friday night. It's now Saturday morning, and I'm already on a bus to New Jersey for this wedding. I come back from New Jersey to New York Monday night, and then I have to go back to Miami Tuesday afternoon at
Mhm.
4:00 flight.
Charlie lives in
I did.
Yeah, we're long distance. I guess I never really said that.
That could have came later. It's fine though.
It's fine.
It's okay.
It's fine.
I mean, are we really?
I honestly see her more often than most of my friends, aside from Melissa.
Yeah, because I'm always here.
I'm always here as well.
It's because she gets drinks and food, so she comes over.
Yeah, this is a sweet life.
I basically say I have to see you before I leave. So
Sorry, can we just like acknowledge Charlie's voice and how like silky smooth it is, and how she like we're so loud and she's
so much quieter
So
and
then-
smoother than us, though.
like, so then we get like
She's not a messy little gremlin like I am.
because Lorrie's burped at least twice already. We'll have more soon.
We'll have more. I'm a gassy girl.
if I had a Sprite, then I definitely would be up there.
Look, man, this
Oh God.
girl loves me somehow.
Sorry, cause you are.
I do.
Go ahead. Oh my God.
Oh, I was gonna kiss you on the forehead.
Oh my God. This is what I go through every time. I feel like a relief, when I'm regurgitating.
I know I get it, and I see cute couples, and I'm like, that's so cute. Well,
I mean, we're disgusting. I admit that.
Oh my God. So disgusting.
We're so gross. I
It's
get it.
crazy.
But oh yeah, continue. We were talking. You have the wedding coming up.
so we have the wedding coming up, and we decide, okay, let's do brunch on Tuesday morning. We'll go out for Tuesday morning, and then I'll go catch my flight. We'll be Gucci. Fast forward through the wedding. It was a beautiful, beautiful wedding. I'm texting her all throughout this whole
She was
thing.
literally like messaging me like at the
Oh
wedding.
my God.
I was like, oh no.
No,
I
I'm-
want to distract you from your family.
At the wedding, texting her.
Mm-hmm.
And then I go and I get on the subway, and I'm thinking about her, but I was very drunk the last time I saw her.
Yeah.
So, and we see each other like on opposite ends of the train station, in the subway station.
I also feel like we both maybe anticipated, like, was she that cute?
I
Was it a good
know.
time?
we were both
like,
drinking.
We were drinking.
And then I saw her from across the thing, and my first thought in my head, fuck, why couldn't my hair cooperate?
I mean,
Because she's so
Come
cute.
on, hair. God damn it.
Because she's so
I know her hair
Oh
is
my-
straightened right now, but
Was it the humidity?
she's a
too,
curly
'cause
girl,
It was summertime.
like Melissa.
It was nice and big and curly, but I was just like, it could
I
look
saw
better.
her and I
but
was just like, oh man, she is cute. I have to actually
She
go on
is
this
cute.
date.
Fuck.
I was like, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, maybe she's not that cute, and maybe we're like not gonna vibe, and I can just like skip out on this date. I'm so and it's not anything. It's like I don't want to waste her time. I don't want to waste my time. It was whatever.
Right.
But I was like, oh, she's cute. I was like, dang, now I gotta go on this date.
Fuck. I love how that's your reaction. She's cute. Both of you too.
Yeah, like, damn it!
I'm glad we had a collective. Just
We're on the same page.
Like anger at how cute you were.
I mean, okay, so then I had different brunch plans because we were going to do it, like, near where I lived.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like, we wanted to make a stop. And then, because you called me, and so I came into the station, and...
What stop?
We're going to Weed World.
That was at my request.
So I was like, yeah, whatever. So
Absolutely.
I go into the train, and I was like, okay, well, this is kind of a change of plans. It wasn't what I was expecting. And then I was like, I know, like, Grey Dogs is around here.
Grey Dogs, yeah.
So we just went over
very
there.
tasty.
We did have, like, a
was
good
really
couple
good.
of drinks, too.
Yes, I was, you know.
Was it a lemonade?
We're so in sync. Because I was just about to say, the next thing I was about to say, at Grey Dog, that was the first time I tried a frosé.
Oh, yeah, that was the frosé.
Those things are so good.
Ever
And then
since
you
then,
had-
every time there's a frosé, this girl is like, yes.
That's my-
on it.
Yes, they're so tasty.
They're
And there, too, I feel like, don't they specialize?
And then, I don't know, I guess I technically had work that day, and I basically skipped that shit. Because I was expecting it just to be a lunch.
Well, we did have to go back for a
yeah,
work day.
but we're not there yet. We were like,
I can't believe you're expecting it to just be lunch. You know
No,
how
we were.
these gay dates go.
No, but we were.
okay.
I had
Same
a
with me.
flight.
Like, you know.
I had a flight. So
I feel
you
like
had a
she had a
flight,
flight,
too, okay.
and I also...
But bitches miss flights every day, okay?
Like, I know that. Not only does she have a flight, I also... The same thing with you, and how I said in the last episode, is that I just... Every time I say something, like I have to go do something else after this, I always expect people to say no. And now I'm 2 for 2, and I'm just like, oh shit.
So
I like
she
asked her
was
to go
like-
on a walk.
Can you blame yourself that you're such a good time? Can you?
We went on a walk over like the High Line, like part of it, because part
That's
of it was
pretty.
under construction,
That's a nice
so we
walk.
only got to see some of it. And then we walked down to the Hudson River, over by like Pier
Beautiful.
62, the skate park area.
Great
we
walk.
took some really cute pictures. Like,
We took
Our
pictures on the High Line
first-
as if we knew each other.
I know our first pictures
Really?
together
I agreed
are
to it.
so cute.
She was like,
What
"Can we take
pictures
pictures?"
are those? Have I seen them?
It's like a marble. It's a giant
It's gonna be a
marble
separate one. It's
retainer.
gonna be like a pop up.
Oh, okay.
No, it was a giant marble retainer.
Yeah,
for
I
your
don't know.
teeth.
It was some
A giant marble retainer,
Like
art
one of those
sculpture.
Art installations.
I put my phone down. I did it so that it would just go click, 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 click,
Yeah,
and just
yeah.
take a whole bunch. And then we just took a whole bunch of
She also
pictures.
took a selfie. We were like, "Can we take a picture?" And we like, I feel like that would weird people out, but I don't know. I was like,
That's
yeah, sure,
cute.
whatever.
So when you guys met up and like you guys were talking a lot, like did it feel organic? Did it feel like you guys just,
There
like,
wasn't.
were
Yeah, there wasn't like
with
a
awkward pauses
forced-
or whatever.
No,
No.
there wasn't like a forced time. It was we were still talking, so let's go on a walk. And then she was like, "Oh, well, some work thing came up. I just have to go home really
Oh
quick
yeah,
and
since
do
I
this
did
thing."
technically have work, my boss was like legit though. He was on my ass that day because he was just like had on
Micromanaging.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
And I could
Um,
tell that she didn't really want to do it, but she kind of had to. So
But I said
let's
I
go.
like I have to go home and do some work. Again, this is where I thought she would say no. Because I like literally asked her to go back to my apartment, and like I didn't mean it in a weird way. I was like, I legit had to. I literally had to go back and work, and
Wait. We've all seen Hades Town.
Yes, absolutely.
Don't come on too strong. Come home with me. Come home with me.
basically. So I was just like, I have to go do some work thing. I'm really sorry, and I don't want to make you feel weird just because I'm working. You're just chilling there, and but she was like, no, that's fine. And I was like, oh shit, I don't know what to do now. So we go back and like
You're freaking out.
and
No work was done. And
For
which
6
playlist
minutes.
did you put on?
it's literally called I Don't Know. And it's
That
all,
was the playlist?
yeah, it's called I Don't Know, and it's literally called I can show you the playlist right now. It's called I Don't Know.
Music on purpose.
No,
So
I don't know, because we had
Admit it,
talked about
admit it.
music, and I thought maybe that would be the kind of genre she would like, because I didn't want to put on anything else. Like, I have another playlist that's like metal, and another playlist like that wasn't the kind of shit I was gonna put on while she's just sitting in my fucking apartment.
Well,
And the next playlist being metal.
anyway.
Just hardcore metal.
Or like emo music, or then I have like EDM. I don't know, a
Panic at the
dance
Disco.
party while I'm working. Like I didn't know if that was appropriate. So that was the most appropriate one that I thought of.
Okay.
Aw.
Well-
So your swag was a little low that day because you were a little nervous?
I mean, I didn't think she was gonna go back to my apartment.
My
She was gonna
swag.
say no.
That day, my swag was up. My swag was up that day.
Turn my swag on. It's up already, babe.
So, anyway. So, after that, we went out and we went out to
like, a
eat
happy
again.
Hour. No, we went to a happy hour first.
Oh.
Over
To
by
a
the-
happy hour.
Over at like Rise Bar. And we go there, and there wasn't like a ton of people, but like a good amount of people, and they were playing jams, man, like good music. They usually do. But you know what I noticed about like I'm about to get shit from people, but whatever.
Okay.
Like New York gay bars, particularly though, like not the ones that are taken over by lesbians, like Coca-Cola and stuff. But
all you
like,
hear is Dula Peep.
no, it's
Oh.
more that like nobody dances.
No one dances. It's weird. I think people really just care about how they look to other people. And I think they don't want to embarrass themselves.
And she's like,
I get up and I start
Because
chanting.
Charlie
I
gonna
dance.
dance.
she don't
okay?
give a fuck. She gotta dance.
Charlie gonna break it down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
just started
okay.
dancing.
And then she started dancing
And you were
with
like
me.
hot.
Yeah. So she started dancing with me,
Yeah,
and then
dancing.
we were dancing.
Yeah,
With
yeah,
only
yeah.
2 people in there dancing.
Only 2 people in there dancing. So we have got a whole bunch of space for dancing, blah, blah, blah. We haven't left the place yet, but it's like around 3:30, and she's asking me,
I was like,
don't you have a flight to get to?
She
And
just
my
go-
flight's supposed to be at 4. And then I'm like,
All
And
she
it's
said-
3:30?
yeah.
All she said was,
And I was like, uh-huh.
That was it. That was the
It
whole
was like this.
episode.
I'm pretty sure I had a drink. She's like, don't you have a flight to get to? And I'm like, yeah.
And you know what's crazy? I have high anxiety about missing flights. That's wow. You really wanted to be there.
And she was like,
Were you not flattered?
well, she was like, I don't want to make you miss your flight.
Yeah,
and I was
but
like,
that's just because I have anxiety.
Yeah.
and of course, because I turned up my charm, I was like, well, I'm not missing my flight if it's not worth it.
That's true. Yeah, she said that. She said
It
that.
is worth it. I'm having a great time. I'm gonna miss my flight. Fuck that flight. Fuck
So-
that plane. They gonna miss me.
The little, it had a little TLC. I don't know if that's a little bit too much information. For
This is
the
a rated M
for the fun.
podcast. Anything goes.
rated M. Okay,
We
so
did a
yeah.
bubble bath together.
yeah, we took a bubble bath together the first. No, the first day took a bubble bath together, and then we watched
hold on.
we took a bubble bath. We watched a horror movie, and then we cuddled until like 3.
That's sexy too, y'all.
I don't know. She wanted to
We
watch a
love
horror
well,
movie.
we both like horror movies, and I get to cuddle up
I
close
have
to
like
you.
I have a little couch downstairs too that folds out to a bed.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it was like 11 something at night
You
by
fell
this point, so
asleep.
I just fell asleep.
So you missed your whole flight. Fuck the
I
flight.
She woke up at
fuck the flight.
3:30 a.m.
3:30, 3:40
Just,
that I'm
like,
leaving to
cuddling.
get my 5 a.m. flight that day. Like I came in at 5 a.m., grabbed my stuff, and then we left.
I
So
said
this-
that's a timeout.
Okay, this
Okay.
is timeout. This is
This is a
timeout.
break. We have to take a break.
It's yeah.
Anyways, we're back from break.
Hey.
Anyway, I would say anyways, but that is incorrect. It is anyway.
Oh, did you give me another round of?
We're also matching.
This is actually
see?
our podcast.
Yeah, I didn't get the memo about matching either.
She's just the editor.
You know what's crazy
Wow.
too? You know what's crazy? I just only want to say this. That get your sweater. We were gonna match again because we have the same color sweater as well. check that out, guys. Check that out. Like this video if you want Charlie to come back as a recurring guest.
I'm just not even gonna be on the next one. Wow, she
It's
said
gonna be
she
called-
shook her head yes. The fuck?
You'll be
Wow.
you can film it. You'll be like Freddie.
But in the podcast,
No
will be called-
respect.
the podcast will be
No,
called.
no
Freddie was my
respect.
favorite. Angels.
Freddie
It'll be
was
Lorrie's
my
Angels.
favorite. Fuck Carly. Fuck Sam. Freddie was my favorite.
What is
No
this about
respect.
again?
I'm just gonna film and edit it. That's
What is
it.
this about
No
again?
respect.
Is this about iCarly? Oh, I've never watched that show.
Because you're 30.
I watched our Wow. This is our podcast, 30s Dirty and Thoughtin.
Holy
Get your
hell.
Gen Z ass out of here.
This is
There's
our best.
millennial.
This is our best episode yet. Wow. Welcome.
I'm here to educate you.
Cheers, queers.
Our relationship
On
is
the
now
ways of the young.
questionable. Remember when Facebook had like relationship status and one or no MySpace?
Yeah.
MySpace.
Yeah.
Where it was like it's complicated or something like that, wasn't it?
No, it was Facebook.
Was it Facebook?
It
Facebook
was
was the
Facebook.
one where it was it's complicated.
Yeah. Like
And
that
people would
killed
break
me.
up with people via their Facebook status.
I mean,
Like that's how you would find
You'd
out.
be
that
the
you were
person
dumb.
in the relationship, and you'd have to see the Facebook notification like,
The disrespect.
it's complicated now.
I am putting it's complicated now.
Or
Babe,
God
we just
forbid,
had a fight yesterday. What do you mean it's complicated now?
or God forbid, I'm single now. Yo, and you have to find out through Facebook.
No. What the horror? The horror. I was broken up with on MySpace once. Get this. It was like a day before Valentine's Day.
Damn.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
they got me a Valentine's Day present and sent it to me with my friends.
Was it middle school, high school?
This was high school.
That's not high school. Anyway.
Well, there you go.
Wait,
Yeah, I got some
from the
breakups.
break we were supposed to continue the last part of our story.
Ooh,
Huh?
part two.
I knew this was gonna
Magic, you went to Disney World for your second date. Well,
Well,
that's it. Thank you so much for watching. We're done. We're done.
We went to. It was like a 3-day thing.
That was a
Well, a whole
trip.
weekend thing, and then she like went to the car and she picked me up from work, and we went on like date nights and stuff. And it was actually really fancy, but anyway, we went and we got these eye drops, and I was like, you know.
If you're listening, I'm fast forwarding through this part.
Yes.
And
No,
like,
look
hold
at
on
your
a second,
eyes now.
because, like, do you?
She loves me. That's the only reason why she's still here. But anyway,
You
back
love
to
her.
our first date.
But I do
Back to
love
the
her.
end
I
of the
just want to
first
preface, I
date.
do love her.
Amazing.
But she is a person that explains a 30-minute episode in 90 minutes.
Put your glass down.
That's I feel like I'm also that person. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think
Not even 90 minutes, maybe longer, but like
I think
Oh,
I
come on.
minimum. Minimum.
am.
I
But
love
you gotta.
I do love you.
She really paints
so
the
much.
picture, though.
I have a lot of attention to detail.
Oh.
It's because I read so much, and I read and I write. Like, I write stories. Holy shit, you're so right. And you know why? You know why I realized that she's so right?
Oh my god, that was the funniest shit ever.
Just the way she looks at me, she's like, you're right.
But you know why? Because I just realized. I don't know if you.
Oh, Siri, I didn't ask you anything.
Siri, who came for you? We need to hear the continuation of your
the end
how
of
you,
this
Yeah.
date story.
yeah, because I feel like
Um,
how you met, date story.
Well, during our date while we were walking around, I had mentioned that I was going to a concert. I was going to the Lights Out Fest, hers Lights Out Fest. So I bought an extra ticket, and I had told her while we were on our date and we were walking around, and she, I was like, yeah, I'm trying to I have like an extra ticket and stuff. And even during the date, you were like,
No,
well,
she was telling
can
me who was at the. She was telling me who was
Oh,
at
like
the.
all the people at it. And
the
it
people
was
at the
stacked.
concert, and I was like, and she was like, yeah, I usually get an extra ticket, and I'll force one of my friends. And I was like, I said
so fucking
because
good.
I had my Riz up that day.
Hey.
I was like, I said, you know that extra ticket's for me.
Oh, that's exactly what she said. She didn't say. She said, "You know that extra ticket's for me." That's exactly what she said.
Yes.
And then she
So
said,
it wasn't a question.
Swag all the way
she
up.
said,
I
as
said-
long as I have proof that you're gonna
Oh yeah,
be here.
that's what I said. Do you,
Sure.
if you have proof that you're gonna be in New York and come to it, all right,
Yeah,
I'll give it
sure.
to you. That's what I said. All right,
I think.
show me. I'll
Yeah.
give it to you.
But anyway,
Hot.
fast forward to
your flight.
When I'm 5 a.m., when I'm in the airport, I'm in the airport.
Mm-hmm.
This is how it happens. It's very funny. I'm in the airport, and I remember, she said it was for October. I was just in it, and I was like, it's August, and I was like, fuck it. And I haven't even gotten on the plane yet. I haven't even left New York. I got my flight, but I texted her, and I was like, hey, were you actually serious? Because I have family in New York, and I wasn't sure, like, I could just use it as an excuse to visit family or whatever.
Yeah,
So she didn't know anything. So I was like, hey, were you serious about that? And she was like,
I was like, yeah.
And I waited.
Yeah, proof?
I waited to text her until after I had gotten to Miami. So it seemed like I had waited a bit, but in truth, I had already gotten the tickets before.
Yeah,
but I had waited until after. Yeah, and I was like, okay, well, and I sent her screenshots of my ticket.
Wow.
Well, she sent it
I'm
on
down.
Snap.
I
too.
sent it on
We were Snapchatting. She's the only person I snap at
You're
all.
a Snapchatter.
I don't
You're
snap
Snapchatter.
anybody at all ever. So
Yeah.
she just sends me the little screenshot, and I was like, all right.
The other day, I logged into my Snapchat, and I was like, whoa, what the fuck is this? This shit, I was like, oh, wow. I haven't been on here seriously since, I don't even know, since 2016, 2017. It's been a minute. I don't snap anymore.
Look at these cool ice cubes.
Okay. All right.
But we got refills. But yeah, that's the whole story. And eventually the Lights Out festival got canceled in Brooklyn. But she still had her tickets, so she came.
Duh.
But we had already did a second date in between that time. I went to go visit her in Miami.
Yeah.
Which brings us to the eye drops.
So
Not
fucking
sponsored.
Disney World.
Yeah.
I used to work for Disney, so I had free tickets.
We went to, and it was so cute. So we
went to Disney World for the second date.
We went to Magic Kingdom on Monday, and then on Tuesday we went to Epcot. It was the wine and food festival. So I had
my
some
favorite.
bomb ass
I love the wine and food festival.
And I had rosés
Rosés.
again. There were these Swiss rosés. All the food was great.
What makes them Swiss?
No,
the
because
wine
it
and
was
food festival is different
the
countries.
sections for
Yeah,
different
yeah.
countries. So it was from
So it's
Switzerland.
okay.
They had the rosés, and we still had more energy that's
insane
Tuesday.
to me. Wow.
So we went to Walmart and we bought Nerf guns, and we had a Nerf battle in the hotel that got so intense. It was a 20-minute Nerf battle. 20 minutes
Probably
in,
longer than that.
we have you have
Like
to find
half an
the
hour.
footage and put it in. We have the footage of us mid thing. She jumped
Because
over an ottoman,
footage.
and then someone knocked on the door. We
got
got a noise
security-
complaint.
We got a noise complaint.
Because we were too loud.
Well,
running over
I had rented.
They really thought y'all were shooting guns.
I had rented
Wow.
I thought it was a
Disturbing
1-bedroom
the noise.
apartment.
We were just being loud and we were running.
I thought it was a 1-bedroom apartment, in this timeshare area, but it turns out it was a 2-bedroom apartment, and it was it was cheap.
2-bedroom, 2-bath with kitchen. It was.
Yeah, it was the whole thing. So that was our second date. Yeah.
And then we went to Islands of Adventure the next day. We rode the
Universal.
Velocicoaster. One of the newest roller coasters that's Jurassic World themed, and it's running with the velociraptors. But I remember when I walked in and I saw it. Also, this is not a promo, but I walked in and I saw
It's
it.
also another tangent.
Oh, I have an undercut, Charlie. Have you seen it?
I know.
Do you know?
The same day you got it, I was watching your story. That black and white shot. Oh my god. Oh, sorry.
I'm getting a haircut on Saturday, so it's a little rough, but it's okay. Coming back fresh. I actually have to get a haircut soon because now that a layer is gone, my hair kind of looks because it used to have kind of a tapered cut.
Oh yeah, because your hair is very voluminous.
I would get curly cuts. Ow, that sounded.
It didn't actually hurt. It just made a lot of noise. I didn't mean to make that much noise.
No, but my cut is a curly cut, so I go and get it cut every 6 months.
Yeah.
So I need to get it cut
Probably
again so that it could be
hair.
oh my god,
I
did that
I said
once.
ass hair. Sorry.
I did that
No,
first.
hair.
I did that once and it didn't work out for me. When it was straightened, it looked awful. It looked bad. Like, what the fuck did you do, sis?
Yeah, no, I did my curly cut, but luckily I was able to like feather it enough so that when it's straight, it still looks good. Like I still have some like distinct layers.
So you cut hair?
No. The first time I ever like.
Because I was being Charlie.
Charlie does shit though.
I would never cut my hair. I never cut my hair.
She messaged me. I was like, because she doesn't trust anyone to cut her hair, and this bitch was like, I'm just gonna do it myself. I'm like, have you ever cut hair? She goes, no. And I was like,
that was
you
me
do
once too, Charlie.
you do you.
That was me. But it worked out for you.
A couple days before I cut my hair, I like did this whole blonde situation.
Oh, you know, tell me you were freaking out about that.
I freaked out. I smashed my phone.
She literally smashed her phone. Okay.
While I was on FaceTime with her, I was so
I can still
angry.
hear her.
I'm like crying on the bathroom floor. There's the porcelain.
but
why?
it
It came out so good.
I told you that it didn't look bad.
Because other people. But Charlie,
Baby,
other people would have
your hair
gotten
is
orange.
black.
In my
on,
head,
Charlie.
I was seeing orange. You can see, like from where, like how much it's grown.
Yeah,
Like from where it started.
And when did you do this?
Around my birthday in July, like 6 months ago. 7 months ago.
Okay,
So-
I have to change the subject, guys.
No,
I'm sorry.
I was literally just about to do that one
because I'm keeping the time.
No, I get it. I get
what
you.
I wanted to bring up, since this is 30s Dirty and Thoughtin, and you are not yet in your 30s, I think what I wanted to ask is, are there things that you're concerned about getting into your 30s, or are there just like actually things that you look forward to in your 30s?
Talk about it. Let's hear it.
And we'll just like compare what we had felt at that time.
What was that? I'm gonna do the math.
It's difficult. I have my hopes of what I want my 30s to be, but I also have stuff that's probably going to be more realistic of what's going to be in my 30s.
I'm not asking you for like a plan or anything, but like, I don't know, just like, even like you don't have to give me specific goals or anything, but what do you feel like you want by your 30s? You know, sorry, I was just making sure.
No, I got you. I just meant to like preface this because as someone who does want to like make it big in the music industry.
Well, we're gonna talk about that in a bit.
That's what I mean. Like, oh, sorry. I do have like a very soft voice.
I know. It's just because compared to me and Melissa, we're some loud ass bitches. But there are points where you are speaking louder and are laughing with us. So like, you go from really,
every time you talk, they're gonna be like volume up.
You're like you go from sultry, very smooth.
Yes,
voice, but then you're also like laughing at some shit over here. Me and Melissa are in loud range always and forever. You're very quiet. Yes, bitch, I'm really into this conversation.
93.5.
You got this much of range. Me and Melissa are loud. That's it.
101.5.
Yeah.
Like it's that vibe.
I'm sorry that I'm doing this. Just your range is from quiet to loud, while we're just at loud.
Okay, nah, this is literally the best episode.
So, as someone who wants to make it big in the industry, it's like realistically, I would like to be well off enough where I can be able to travel, like if I want to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still trying to do that.
Same. Yeah, just be able to travel. But if I was like ideal, like what I'm dreaming about, it'd be traveling, but on tour.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Probably
be
on tour.
Focusing on like new music, and especially a lot of like if we're talking 10 15 years, I'm thinking like films and stuff because but the way it ties into music, because I have so many stories in my head and I write and I see the way I perceive things. I associate a lot of stuff with cinematography. It's like similar to how on our first date everything slowed down. It was almost like a movie. I see a lot of things in my head almost like as if it was in a movie and how it would be shot in a movie. I'll be driving, like I'll be in the passenger seat and I'll be watching. I remember we were in California visiting her parents for Christmas, and we were driving across this. It looked like it might have been like an orchard or something. And I was like, that could be like a really cool horror scene, because the way it was passing by, I would just see stuff, the way I see like metaphors in my mind, the way I connect other things.
Reminds us of your sign.
I'm a Cancer, Leo, cusp.
Cancer, Leo, cusp. What are you again?
I'm a Gemini.
Gemini.
I'm a May Gemini, if that means anything to people.
Any astro gays wanna, you know what I mean? Like tap into that. I feel like there is soulmate energy. You know,
I am. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm a lot.
I love that. I'm a lot.
I'm a lot too.
I'm a Scorpio rising and Aries moon. So
Aries moon.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were an Aries moon. No wonder we get along so well.
But all of those signs, Cancer, Leo, Scorpio, and Aries, those are very combative and very different signs.
They are.
So I feel like the Gemini
Yeah.
has enough.
And she has Sag and Virgo in her.
Yeah, the Gemini and Sag and Virgo has enough to be able to handle all of my crazy shit. Because just my personality is very much like my voice. I can be very soft and sweet. Or I'm like,
okay.
Sorry. You can cut that out, but
no, I
Your
mean, I
phone
put the
warning.
levels where you didn't peak, so we're good. But like, I guess so. I'm not an astro gay, so I don't know. Mostly because
I would
talk
say
about
I'm
this-
an amateur astro gay.
It's mostly because I think growing up I got a lot of shit for being a Gemini.
Because people get that,
Which is so
Geminis
wild,
have that
because
rep.
everyone I've met maybe in the past couple of years have been more positive about me saying, like you or like a couple other people, and it's a surprise to me because growing up saying my sign is like,
Because we're air signs, so
and I'm just like,
me and air signs.
Shit. Scorpios and Geminis got some shit. Scorpios especially, but like
yes,
Geminis,
I mean usually I feel like Geminis have the worst rep. Because the two-faced thing kills me.
The duality thing, everyone thinks it's two-faced
It's
because
not
we're the
that.
twins.
It's not
But like,
that.
twins doesn't mean being two-faced.
No,
Because if you think of human twins, they're just two. They're like
I think
they
it's
may
more
look
of a
the same, but they're
duality.
Yeah,
that
you literally took the word out of my mouth. Yes, it's duality.
And because of that duality.
Yeah.
because like human twins look the same, but they're different, but in their own,
Absolutely.
in their own ways.
In their own ways.
And
exactly.
that's not two-faced.
And it's not, yeah. And
Like,
I also
goddamn,
feel
guys.
like the Virgo.
I'm just trying to be out here and living my life because I'll say Gemini to someone sometimes and they'll just be like, "Oh, a Gemini." Like, bro.
I love Gemini.
I don't
It's
mind
so
astro
weird.
stuff. I really don't mind astro stuff. I think it's fun and I think it is very accurate in a lot of ways, but I don't like it when people use it for excuses for their shitty behavior.
No.
I
I love
or
me and
to
Gemini.
hate on people for no fucking reason.
I love me and Gemini. As a
Yeah.
Libra,
Well, you're also my fellow air sign.
I'm an air sign, and like a Gemini and Aquarius, I love them. Like they're just they match my vibe so well, and I feel like
I don't know any
I feel like there's
Aquariuses.
another. One of my other good friends is Aquarius.
She's a Libra, yeah. Scarlett.
Scarlett.
That's why I told her that we
Scarlett's
should take
a
her to
Libra.
Libra season.
Mhm.
one.
Yeah, I want to go because again, I didn't see the promo for that.
Because I went to the
last year.
Gemini one,
Let me
so.
show you
Yeah.
this picture. Did
Yeah.
We can show her later, baby. But like, yeah, I think I just didn't get into the astro thing because
Yes. Oh my god.
I'll put it up in the corner if
Oh
you
my
really
god.
wanna look at it.
Yes.
Wait, do you care?
No, yeah, you
Okay.
put it up.
I just felt like everyone hated on me.
No, that's ridiculous.
No,
I love
kinda
Gemini.
I don't care as much anymore.
My
but
best friend Brandon's a Gemini.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh. What's your Venus sign? Do you know it?
What does sign mean?
Venus is like relationshipy stuff.
Oh, is that another sign?
It's another planet. It's another planet, yeah.
I don't know what mine is.
You don't know your Venus?
No, I'll look it up.
I would love for you guys to find out.
I think it might be
I'll look it up for the
Pisces.
next.
I feel like I remember like Pisces being in my chart.
I'll look it up for the next one.
Small.
Yes. I kind of feel that from you, actually. Oh,
My cousin's the only Pisces I know. Well, my brother.
You're
and my
showing your
cousin.
feelings.
I'm so emotional, especially as a Cancer. I'm so emotional.
Oh my God! Yes, you're a Cancer, Leo.
But like I will get angry, but I won't stay angry for a long time. The way I
find out your Mars for me. You too.
Okay, I'll look it up.
Mars and Venus.
I'll figure out what it is.
My Venus is in Virgo, which means apparently I idealize love a lot, and that's why I'm single. But whatever, that's neither here nor there. But also my Mars is in Scorpio. It's how I communicate.
Oh, I
so
have no idea.
apparently I like communicate in a mysterious kind of like way. I don't. I do.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I kind of match my
Wait,
shirt.
what?
Cool. I guess. Shit. I don't know
Because
that.
you're like really cool and you're really hip, but then we find it. But like every time
We still
I
have age
find,
limit.
Wait, hold on. Did you see I'm cool to him?
Yeah.
but then like every time I like am with you more, I find out more like really cool traits. So it's like at first I thought you were super cool and super hip, but then
And then you found out I'm corny.
No, but the next time I see you, I find out that you have like really cool taste in like movies, or you still have that like little geek side to you that's like really cool. And then the next time I see you, I realize that you can dance like crazy, and I'm like, holy shit!
I feel like
and
we
then
share
the
all
next
this when we
time
met.
you're like just like talking about like stuff, and I'm just like,
Well, okay, to end it, because we didn't go back to the what are you afraid of and what are you looking forward to in your 30s, and if you want to ask us something about it.
Oh my God, yeah.
Actually, do you want to ask us something about it for 30s? What do you want to ask us? Just tell us when you're ready so that we can stop talking.
Yeah, because we could go on.
I think I'm ready.
Okay.
Okay, all right. So,
I don't want to say easier,
okay.
but
Do things get better, or is it like
do things get like easier to navigate, or is it still like as frustrating?
What things you mean? What
like
things?
life in general?
Life
or...
in general. Because
do you wanna start?
and also let me preface this to saying, like, I don't want to get super deep, but like I'm used to trauma, and I'm used to like just having like a hard, like a just a difficult.
I think I know what it is. Do you want me to go first?
But like a difficult emotional experience.
All right.
Does it get easier, or is it just like, do you just get tougher?
Nothing's ever going to be completely figured out. I feel like life in general is a very large learning experience because you go through very different experiences every decade, I feel like. So in terms of like getting easier, what I'll say is that I feel like, at least for me as a personal experience, that I came to know myself a little bit more, but like more in this time. I feel like my 20s was really a lot of figuring out shit. And, you know, when we're younger and we think, like, 20s, we're like, oh, it's going to be cool, we're going to do this shit, or, like, 30s, we're going to get shit figured out, or whatever it is. I don't know if anyone ever really has anything figured out, but I feel like in my 30s, I understand myself a lot more. And it came with a lot of distress and trauma as well, but, like, also just, it kind of made me get into a place of thinking what I wanted and how I felt in certain things that I definitely wasn't sure about. And I would say it's easier in a sense that knowing yourself better kind of made you really focus on what you wanted. Whether it's career or personal life or whatever it is, it did make me realize a lot of things that I used to harbor or like focus too much on in my 20s that didn't necessarily matter, to be completely honest. Like, does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense.
I think just picking back off of what you said, I feel like right before I turned 30, I was really nervous. I was really kind of like, this is 30. What am I doing with my life? I was kind of like panicking a little bit because I felt like when I was younger, my early 20s, I kind of saw 30 as like, whoa, that's the pinnacle of my life.
Yeah.
That at that point, I know that I'm gonna be, you know, probably even like in high school, I thought, whoa, by like 26, I'm gonna be married with children, and you know, my life is gonna be made. Like I thought I was gonna be like a veterinarian or like a bitch is watching too many Grey's Anatomy episodes.
I also wanted to
Like-
be a vet when I was like 8.
Like I don't even know what type of time I was on. Like I was always a dancer, you know, and also eventually I also wanted to be a professional dancer. So I feel like my 20s was really about kind of building that life up, and I think my 20s was about kind of like living my life. I didn't go to way of college. I went to several colleges. I never graduated.
Which is totally fine. Also,
Like at some point,
as a person who went to college, you don't really need college. Sorry.
you know what I mean? Also, as a
Then you'll
creative
just be a
person
student
too.
debt.
Wait, and I also have a lot of debt because I tried college multiple times.
No, I get it. I don't think it's completely
I have a
necessary.
lot of debt to show for it. I most of my 20s was really about what the hell do I want to be? Because most of my life I really wanted to be a dancer. I really wanted to be in the commercial industry. But a lot of that was a lot of struggle. I struggled a lot. At some point, I quit my day job to just be a professional dancer. And that was really hard. That was a really rough couple years.
Yeah.
And I think at some point, I kind of craved stability more than anything. I grew up sort of poor, you know, in my home. And I really wanted to grasp that and feel that certain sense of security, so that I didn't have to worry about it. And at that point, like I didn't want to struggle so much. So right now in my life, I want to say that I'm still learning about myself.
Yeah, I mean, to kind of go off of that, even where you're like, what am I gonna be? I think in 30s, when you're in your 20s, you're thinking like, oh, I have to be something by the time I'm 30.
Right.
You don't have to be, because when I was in my career in sports broadcasting and being in STEM, a female in STEM and stuff like that, I did like a couple events at like high schools and colleges, whatever, speaking. And I met other people who was like, I made career changes at 30 and 40, and like, in terms of like career, whatever you want to do, you can stay in it if you really want to, but you can also switch it up, and it's fine.
I think that's
completely
also what I figured out too. By the time I was 30, I was like, holy shit, I could literally change my life.
Fuck, I was in my first job at 21.
Yeah.
And I had stayed there for 5 years, maybe 5 years too long, but it was a learning experience for me. I was not very confident in terms of negotiating or learning things in that sense, because I was just scared. I was scared of a lot of shit.
Yeah.
I'm still kind of scared of stuff, but back then I was scared to do a lot of things because I was scared to lose stability of certain things.
Mm-hmm.
But I also learned in that whole decade how to take care of myself if I needed to. Almost inevitable, I mean, unless you're the most confident person ever, is just a little bit of an existential crisis of where you're like, oh, I'm 26 and I don't know what I'm doing. But when I was 26, I did not know what I was doing. I was at my second full-time job ever. I was living in Oakland, and I met a lot of people, and I had the opportunity to come to New York, and which is a huge thing to just suggest.
Honestly, yeah.
I could have just not said no and stayed in San Francisco, but
Play it safe.
I was like, because I'm used to it. I'm used to the Bay Area. It was what it was. But I don't know. Something in me was like, I need a change of pace and a change of scenery. 20s and going through your 30s. I'm not going to say easier, but what I will say is that you'll have so much more of an understanding of yourself.
Yeah.
That it helps a lot.
And honestly,
I don't
Charlie,
feel the same way.
I think you have a really good understanding of yourself at this point. Like I look at you, if I'm looking at you as my 23-year-old self, I'd be like, holy shit, like that girl knows who she's about, you know? Because I feel like at 23, for me, I was really trying to figure it out. I think at 23, I was at a boutique working in like Union Square. And
Yeah,
I think I was in school trying to graduate, but also wasting money because I wasn't gonna graduate regardless. Like I feel like I was pretty lost and I didn't know what to do. You know, I was still like trying to dance, but you know, it wasn't working. Like I had gigs, but not too many. So it was just kind of like a really hard in between place where I was at. And I think I was like with somebody. I don't even know.
I mean,
23 was a weird year.
Yeah,
but for me, from my point of view, it looks like you really know what you want to do and like where you're going.
I do agree that you seem to like, you know yourself a lot. Yeah. And I think what your 20s is going to be is more learning in terms of like living and doing what you want and what you have to do towards the career you want. I think you're going to get a better understanding what you need in those terms. Yeah. Because even though you know yourself, there is stuff outside yourself, your career and like the stuff around you, the people around you, you know, all that stuff. And that's where the learning's going to be for you, is just like, I don't know, getting to know those needs and figuring out how to get to where you need to go. And that's the really big learning experience for sure.
Yeah, that's the big thing, right?
I've been through a lot, and I think that caused me to grow up very, very early.
A little quick. And
very, very quickly. And I think, like, a lot of people have told me, you know, you're goofy mature for your age. So I think I learned, I learned to have to learn about myself very quickly, and to learn about like communication and stuff that I feel, and dissect myself and my relationships to other people. And I had to learn that very, very early. I had to learn that in like middle school, getting to high school, where most people learn that in their 20s. And I think now it's like learning about, I already learned about myself and the world, but how to navigate the world as an older adult, not an adult in my 20s. And even though I'm only 23, I'm at that level where now I have to figure out this whole 30s shit, because all of that 20s, being in your 20s and just having fun and stuff, I lost all of that a really long time ago, and I'm already in the mentality of my late 20s when I'm only 23. I'm turning 24 this year. But a lot of people have told me, like, the way you speak, the way I've heard you talk about yourselves, the way I've heard you talk about realizations you've come to, decisions that you've had to make personally, or the way you communicate things in general, you're a lot older than what your physical age is. But I'm still, it's difficult to adapt all of that, but then still the world will treat me differently because I'm 23. And to apply everything that I know with the challenges that I'm getting at 23, and then also the challenges that I'm getting like for ages that are older than I am, just because I've had an accelerated like kind of growth rate, I guess. I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense, but I do get where you guys are coming from.
I mean, I think for you as your girlfriend, developing your assertiveness,
your partner.
You're assertive in a lot of ways, but I feel in business wise, you're not as assertive in that sense. You're not as vocal in asking for what you need and communicating your boundaries for stuff like that. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. And not in your regular life, you're fine, but I think when you're developing your business, your professional self, and I think that's where you're at. But I was kind of similar to you. I would have done the same thing at that one job you told me to, like, where like, you didn't pay me as much as like you said you would, and I didn't ask for it. Like, I would have honestly done the same thing because I don't even know if it's being afraid. It's almost like being overly awkward and like I'm overly polite, you're overly polite.
It's that
people pleasing sort of.
Yeah, it goes back to and I know exactly what it is. It's like how I said where the world still treats me like I'm 23.
Yeah.
And I have the mental maturity for someone older, but I haven't had the experience to put it in a professional sense to have the responses of someone older. And I feel like if I were to make the responses of someone that is mentally my age, they would check me and be like, hey, you're still 23.
And that's where you gotta really like take that stance, because if you learn it early on and you're just like, I'm not doing that because of my age, it is actually this and this. Like
because of the quality of the talent that I bring.
The quality of talent, if you have your examples, even now I do that now with like work stuff. It's just because I never did this before. It was just like, okay, sure. But because I do this and this and this, and for this team, I can also add this and this and this.
Right.
For whatever it is. Or even with like a thing where it's like, hey, you did advise that you would pay this much or something. And I would just like to know if that is what we're still going to be at, and like bringing it up, mostly just bringing it up.
Right.
And I know people will judge you for being younger, for sure.
Absolutely.
But if you have valid stances and reasons why, and you are able to explain yourself, man, you'll be in a good running when you are in your 30s.
Also, that's something you don't even have to disclose to anybody.
Oh, yeah,
your age is your business.
Yeah, if they find out by offhand,
you know,
I think
like
that's
if they
why.
find out, fine, but like that's your shit. You don't have to tell anybody that. And also, that's like, isn't that a work violation?
Well,
like,
also, I think people assume also, because like I've been very much assumed that I'm younger than I am. We literally went to a bar and these girls were like, "Oh, do you go to school out here?" And I was like, oh my god, how old do you think I am?
Oh my god, whenever I have my backpack, first of all, that says
that's gay.
No, it's this backpack says the name of my company where I work, and I'm always like, whenever I'm in an Uber in a backpack, people be like, well, so what college are we going to, or like what campus is it? And I'm here like, bitch, I'm going to work. Well, when I used to like actually go to the office, but I'm like, no, like I don't go. I'm not going to. I'm going to my job. Oh my god, you guys, am I terrible if I'm like, can we pause because I have to go pee so very badly?
Okay. We also should just probably end.
Okay.
Anyways, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. We like go on tangents.
How many tangents have we been? Drink for all the tangents.
No, because they will probably, some of them will be cut out a little bit.
Oh my god.
But thank you for coming. Thank you, Charlie, for being here.
Yay, Charlie. Thank you so much for coming on. And
I'm sorry that we're a hot mess.
Thank you for having me. I am glad because I am also a hot mess and it makes me feel
this is the best episode we've had thus far. Like if you agree. Like if you agree.
But it's been a fun time. We're slowly figuring out this podcast. If you're here, or even if this is your first episode that you watch, just know this is how we are always.
This is it. If you're in New York, hang with us at Cubbyhole once.
Oh yeah, Cubbyhole. Come out to the woods for girls' night.
Come out to Honey Tea Dance.
Chill with us.
Honey Tea Dance or Honey Burlesque show.
Yes,
we're there too. Yeah, they're great. And if you are a queer female or non-binary homie, or just, you know, you're just queer in general and just want to come out
and
have
you want
a fun
someone
time,
to go dancing with, if you want someone to dance with you, we got you.
We're your gals. We're your gals. Anyways, thank you so much.
I did a Fonz. Why did I do a Fonz?
Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
Peace.